Good morning N6. As per your request, here is a video for Vlookup and Hlookup. On your left hand side is the question paper, on your right hand side is the spreadsheet that you will be using. This spreadsheet will be sent to you, so your question paper would state retrieve the spreadsheet. So most of the typing has already been done, and you will see that I have added the A, B, C here at the top just to make it easier for you to see in which columns you are supposed to work. Alright, if we go to the left hand side to your question paper, I am only going to do these three that is highlighted, as they are referring to Hlookup and Vlookup. So if we look at A, assign the name teams to the reference table in cells A20 to B25. So they are very specific on what you need to highlight. So you only highlight as indicated in the question paper. If this was not indicated and it only says assign the name teams to the reference table, you will go to the reference table and just highlight everything and give it a name. What you have to remember when we are working with Hlookup and Vlookup, you have to make sure that all your information is in alphabetical order or from 1 to 10, so meaning from small to big. So the first thing before I do anything, I am going to put this in alphabetical order. So I am going to go sort and filter. I'm going to say this is A to Z because I am referring to the first column. So it's not necessary to go to custom. So I'm going to say A to Z. It is already in alphabetical order, so I'm happy. Right, but you have to do that every time before you do anything else. Alphabetical or from small to big, ascending, in ascending order. Yes. Okay, so if we read that, you will see assign the name teams to the reference table in cells A20 to B25. So that is what I have highlighted over here. Then if you go to the top, currently it says A20. We are going to change the name to teams. So I'm going to type in the, let's do it in capitals as per the question paper. So we say teams and we press enter. So what that means is if I click on any other cell, you will see that it gives it a name. But once I highlight this specific section, it will give me the name teams. So that's what they mean with assign the name teams to the reference table. And this teams is what we call a range name. Right. Then if we read this question further, you will see that it says use this reference table and the appropriate function to calculate and display the captain column based on the team column. Right, so now I'm moving up. This is where they want me to do the calculation. First thing, you can see in your question paper, they do not indicate which lookup you are supposed to use. Is it Vlookup or Hlookup? You have to decide that. So how do you make the decision? If your information is running down vertically, it means it's going to be the Vlookup. If your information is running to the side, meaning horizontally, it will be Hlookup. So in this case, I am talking about this reference table. All my information is running down. Therefore, here at the top, I am going to use the Vlookup function. Right. So in your Vlookup function, it's always important to remember, I am looking for the captain. So when I go down to my reference table, this information that I see over here is what actually needs to be displayed here at the top. What do I have in my reference table also here at the bottom? I have the team, which I also have at the top. Always remember, like I said in class, it's a balancing act. It's you have what happens on the one side needs to happen on the other. I'm looking for the captain. I have the captain at the bottom. Where am I going to look for it? For the teams, which is at the top and also at the bottom. So these two sections, they talk to one another. So you have to use whatever is in your reference table, you have to use here at the top to find the answer. So now they say, what are you looking for? I'm going to look for this. This is the value that I'm looking for, comma. where am I looking for this specific thing? Now I'm looking for this table over here. I'm not going to highlight because they asked me to give this reference table a name. So I'm going to type in there teams. And as soon as you start typing, you will see it pops up. Okay, there you can see teams is in there and it is highlighted here at the bottom. That's good. Comma. So in this table here at the bottom, at which column am I actually looking? Am I looking at column 1 or am I looking at column 2? What is the information that I actually want to see here at the top? Is it the information in column number 1? No, because it's already there at the top. Is it the information in column number 2? Yes. So I type there 2 and enter. And there you can double check. Australia, Michael Hooper. You go to the bottom, Australia, Michael Hooper. So now I can copy down and always double check your work. See, let's say for instance, South Africa, Siya Kolisi. You go down, South Africa, Siya Kolisi. And there you go. So that is your VLOOKUP. Then if we move to D, it says assign the name points to the reference table in cell E15 to J17. So I'm going to E15 to J17, which is that section. Alright, I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to give it a range name. In this case, it needs to be points. So I type in points and I press enter. Alright. Again, they are not in this green section. They are not telling me exactly what lookup formula I'm supposed to use. You need to make the decision. And as I said, all my information is running horizontally. So I need to use the Hlookup function. So I'm going to go to column D because that's all the D section. And this is where I'm going to start with Hlookup. Right. What did we forget? We forgot to put everything in alphabetical order. So I am going to highlight this. Right. That's all my information. I am going to go to sort and filter. In this case, I cannot use A to Z because I'm now talking about rows, not about columns. So I need to go to custom. Right. And here's the thing that you will need to change. You will need to go to options. You will need to say, I don't want to sort from top to bottom. I want to sort from left to right because my information is running horizontally. So I say, okay. Right. Now you will see there it says row. Sort by. So I want to sort this by row 15, which you will see there is the player. And it needs to be A to Z. And I say, okay. So again, I've double checked. Everything is fine. It is alphabetically. Right. You have to check this every single time. When I go back to the team column, I'm going to start there with equal Hlookup. What am I looking for? So again, I want to see who is the team that this person is playing for, which is here at the bottom. I am looking at the player, which is also here at the bottom. Are you with me? Right. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the player. So I click on the player, comma. Where am I looking for this player? In the points table. Got it. Comma. Now, which row am I referring to? Am I referring to row number 1? Am I referring to row number 2? Or am I referring to row number 3? In this case, I am referring to row number 2 because I want to see which team this player is playing for. So I'm going to say 2 and enter. And there you will see Dan Bigger, Wales. Dan Bigger, Wales. So I can copy down. And you can double check yourself again. Owen Farrell, England. Owen Farrell, England. So perfectly fine. Right, then we move to E, the blue part here at the bottom. Use the reference table points and the appropriate function to calculate and display the total points scored based on the player column. Right, so now I go to E. Again, they do not tell me which lookup I'm supposed to use. I'm using this because I want to see the points. So I'm going to use Hlookup. Alright, what am I looking for? Always the top. So I'm looking for the player, comma. Where am I looking for it? In the points reference table, which you will see there at the bottom, comma. Which row am I now referring to? I don't want to see their team. I want to see the total points scored. So now I'm talking about the third option. So 1, 2, 3, row number 3, and enter. And there you will see Dan Bigger from Wales 41. Dan Bigger, Wales 41. And I can copy down. And again, double check yourself. Owen Farrell, England 58. Owen Farrell, England 58. And there you go. Hlookup and Vlookup.